Written by Jean Martin and Peter Martin, My Grandfather and Uncle, produced by comedian Muffy. Most of the details and features of our modern Christmas observance can be traced across the Atlantic to beginning centuries ago. But one feature cannot: the reindeer. How reindeer became a part of our Christmas tradition remains a mystery. The reindeer was never mentioned in the legends and the folklore of Christmas until the time when 8 of them suddenly appeared in the famous poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas. That was written in 1822, and the names given to the reindeer in that poem are the only ones truly acceptable. That portion of the poem goes, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name, now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. That poem is generally attributed to Clement Clark Moore, even though some researchers suggest it might actually have been written by Henry Livingston Jr., of Poughkeepsie. Nevertheless, the question remains, did the author simply invent the idea that reindeer would pull Santa's sleigh, or was he passing along some bit of existing folklore? The genuine reindeer of Scandinavia, Russia, and Siberia are nothing like the cooperative, friendly animals described in the poem. The Laplanders say that reindeer are creatures that never forgive you for putting them to work hauling a sled. If one can slip out of his reins for a split second, you never see him again. A full-sized reindeer hitched to a sleigh can haul a 450-pound load about 40 miles a day over a level surface of ice or snow. Don't ask us how come Santa Claus gets so much better mileage. The reindeer is not a large animal but is more on the order of a Shetland pony. A full-grown buck may weigh as much as 300 pounds, and the does are never more than about 200. The same animal in Alaska and Canada is called the caribou. Originally, many millions of them roamed across the northern reaches of the continent. But the caribou have been greatly reduced, so that today no more than 2 million of them still exist in North America. But the species surely thrives in its reindeer version in Russia. The Russians manage vast herds of reindeer, use them as a food resource, and for all kinds of useful work. Reindeer haul the mail in the Siberian Arctic, pull buses, and transport army supplies. The Russians have carried the domestication of reindeer farther along than anyone else, except Santa Claus of course. The success of the Russians in managing reindeer as a meat-producing animal might be duplicated in the Arctic regions of Canada and Alaska. The potential is there, and some authorities on the Arctic estimate that American and Canadian supplies of red meat might be increased by 25% through handling reindeer as livestock. But such a development might play hob with some of our sentimental Christmastime associations. Some people would surely prefer to have reindeer on the roof one night out of the year than to have reindeer on the table once a week.